ending this! This is the end.
Alright everyone, JB here. We're back with another Dragon Ball Legends Veil channel today. Now today, really quick, want to kind of talk about some things we can kind of expect to come for the anniversary. What I mean by that, I am going to be using some reference from the previous anniversary as well. Just some things about like certain events that we could possibly see, you know, reward wise, or getting a lot of crystals. You know, maybe you're new to the game if you're seeing this, you know, this type of video, and just something to talk about with this here as well. So with that being said though, if you're new around here, consider leaving a like on the video and join the channel. It's very much appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like down below. It's always appreciated. Now anniversary, it's a day away. Yeah, about a day away. So by the time this goes up, it's going to be on the 22nd. The actual anniversary that starts on the 24th if you're new, but the reveals is on the 23rd, the day before that. So now, really quick before we talk about, you know, some things that we can kind of expect to come to the anniversary. They might do some different things this year with how they're, you know, how they've been talking about how they're gonna kind of go crazy. You know, I'm hoping they go crazy this anniversary. Now I want to talk about this real quick about this, you know, these units. Now I know a lot of people have been talking about this. Some people have been talking about, well, these animations are reused. You know, I mentioned that as well in my the review about this, about the elites. We all know the animations are reused, but for the people that think that is the actual animations, let me let you know right now that is not the actual animations. Because if you look at it, so if we go right here to this frame, to when they we can pause it right here for you guys, right there, that is, it's polar opposite frames. It's like I said in that video when I did, you know, talk about the elites. It seems like they did this for a promotion type of thing where they're just trying to get people hyped about the anniversary. Now the only real thing that we do know about this is these artworks. Now this is a reused animation from Goku and Frieza, the LFs. So obviously, you know, they did this on purpose. Some people are taking this a little too literal. You know, this is another reused animation. This one's another reused animation. But I've also talked about it. This, you know, this background scheme, it doesn't really match what we're looking at, you know, right? What we're expecting. So obviously, like I said, there's more than likely going to be a second banner. Whether it's Gogeta or it's you know, it has this bright gold and yellow. It has to be something that is in the form of a Super Saiyan. That's what I'm thinking. But for the most part, I just wanted to clear that up really quick. Just, you know, just some people are thinking that's like the official, you know, animation. Trust me, the only thing that's official is the artwork that we saw. The animations, I'm pretty sure, are going to be pretty good. You know, they should cook with that. But really quick, I want to talk about some stuff, some events that we can expect to see this year. All the way that we don't see some of these events is if they decide to maybe, you know, not bring them around this time, which wouldn't make no sense, but, or they decide to kind of swap it out. We have this, last year we did get this as well. It's, this is a ticket summon with a bunch of LFs, different characters. This is, it's a free type of ticket summon, so pretty much, it's up to 100, yeah, 100 sparking. This is really good for new players. Like I said, it's gonna be a lot of new players in the game, so more than likely I might do like a full breakdown guide, you know, for how to get the medals, crystals, and all that. Same thing, we had like the anniversary medals. That's every anniversary, so I'm just throwing this out here. If you're new, maybe you're a beginner, you never had, you know, you never were around the time the anniversary started, or you never had the, you know, the enjoyment to actually be with us during the anniversary. So we also have this right here. This is the one that gives you a Legends Limited ticket. Pretty sure that they'll do this again this year. I don't know if they'll change the rewards. You know, all I know is that the ticket it should be the same. Like the reward for the ticket should be the same, where it gives you a Legend Limited guaranteed. Normally they bring this around because they put some I'm wondering if they're gonna change the lineup, because it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was the most horrible lineup, because we did get in the same anniversary we got Kid Buu. We got Zamasu's Zenkai as well. Both of these guys got Zenkais. They're pretty solid on the release, so this is another thing that's good for you know, you free-to-play players. Another thing, Zenkais, you know, what can we expect? I talked about that in the previous video. Last year we got 3 LF Zenkais and plus this GT Goku. So like I said, there's gonna be plenty of rewards out there because the Zenkais, if you play the event, you get the crystals. There's gonna be plenty of you know, just different rewards, new characters. I'm actually interested to see who they give a Zenkai to this year or this anniversary, because I'm thinking we're probably gonna get like 2. So they might mellow it down, just give us like 2 LF Zenkais and then give us like 2 regular Sparking Zenkais. Now in terms of events, like I said, I'm just, you know, this is one of those videos where I'm just kind of putting it out there for those that are just beginners. But you know, if you watch the video, it's all the same. I do appreciate it. Now we have a couple of events like the challenge battle. That is another event that you play. You clear the battles, clear the stages, you get rewards. There's Z power, there's crystals. You have the non-stop anniversary raid. This is another event that I'm hoping that they bring back around this year, because if it's a regular raid, we're not gonna get as many like the non-stop raids. Because with the non-stop raids, I believe there was 7 of them last year. So it's, you know, you're getting more raids, and it's like every week that they're, you know, constantly recycling these raids. Another one is, I'm hoping that they do something. This was nice. I'm glad they did this, because last year was a lot of crystals that we got. I'm gonna pull it up from my last year's crystal guide that I did for you guys as well. This was like a special type of story mode, and I'm not gonna lie, it was nice. It was nice. You know, even if it was, you know, short-lived, it was really nice. Had both Gogeta and Vegito fighting in the same, you know, scenario, like, and you get rewards from it just to play it, you know. So it's not something that's like, oh, well, it's very limited, you can't do this, you know. Yeah, it's not like that. Like I said, Broly got a Zenkai part 1. We have more of these. They have these extreme battles. These are also where you're gonna get some legend limited guaranteed tickets. These are, you know, you gotta use like your bonus characters and all that. This is nice because, like I said, that's why I tell you guys, if you're a beginner, if you're new, best time to start around this time, because they're gonna bring all these different events, you know, all these different rewards. You know, we had like, I think we had Hoi Poi as well, but they don't have it like an actual event pulled up from last year on here. But we're definitely gonna have a Hoi Poi as well. I mentioned the challenge battle. You're gonna see a couple of those. We have the raid, the Zenkais. Hopefully they give us like a tower, an anniversary tower, or maybe a story event like I mentioned down here. Now, when we talk about let's say for characters, right? And when we're talking about characters, let's look over here. Last year, part 1, we had 2 banners. Everyone, you know, if you were there, you know, we had Vegito and we had the fusing Gogeta. So this year, you know, it's a scenario where we know that we're getting, you know, there's 2 characters that they're portraying right here that are transformation units. Because if you see right here, you see they changed the artwork to that. Now, my only concern, I mentioned this in the previous videos, my only concern is if these are 2, you know, separate units, 2 banners, that's gonna suck, because these guys are from Turn to Power, right? This theme that they got going in the background, that doesn't match what they, you know, what they're advertising here. This is obviously some way to just kind of throw people off. This is misdirection, you know. Everyone's looking at it like, oh man, they leaked MUI again. Yeah, but it's like I said, they did this intentionally because there's something else hidden. There's something else hidden. I'm telling you right now, when I do my reaction for Friday morning, I'm telling you, there's something hidden. There's gonna be one more banner. So I believe these guys are a tag unit, and maybe we're introducing to some form of a new mechanic, because you can't just, you know, you can't just give us UI, right? MUI and Evolution Vegeta and then just be like, that's it, and just give them a normal, basic, unique gauge. You gotta give them a new mechanic, something new, something, you know, that we haven't had before. there was some other concepts some people were talking about them, their transformations, and where they had like a unique gauge where they can, once it fills up, you can transform. And then if you only have, I'm not going to sit here and explain it, but essentially speaking, you were able to get separate LFs with a tag unit. That's never been a thing. It's always been that one singular LF. So that'll be something new, something different. Maybe they get some type of new, like I said, mechanic to go alongside it. Part 2 was the same thing. 2 banners. We got Gardoku right here with the beers that came last year. And then we got the Evil Majin Buu and Ultimate Gohan. Now, like I said, there's one more banner somewhere in there. There's one more banner. If we look at that Legends Limited, like I said, I think we're overdue for a new Gogeta. And the reason why a lot of people are saying this, because I know a lot of people, a lot of content creators are talking about it themselves. Let's think about it for a second. Vegito, when we got a Vegito, that was Legends Festival, right? That was our last, I wouldn't say, I think that was our last Fusion Warrior. I might be wrong about that. In between that time, we got future buffs, we got Cell, Gohan. So I don't think we got another Fusion Warrior. There's always been a Fusion Warrior every single anniversary. That is a fact. There's been at least one, maybe 2. So with that being, keeping that in mind, because we recently just got Vegito in the festival, he's about 6 months old now. Gogeta is overdue. It's obvious the guy's overdue. So, and if they give us another Vegito, that wouldn't make no sense to me, because you gotta give it a rest. Vegito's cool. At the end of the day, people are gonna summon for him. It's a Fusion Warrior. It's fusions. It's Motaro. It's one of the more cooler things in the game, in the show itself. So at the end of the day, they can recycle this, these same characters so many times, but people will still summon, because I wouldn't mind summoning on this. So we're gonna probably see a second banner. That's something else you should probably expect. So make sure, obviously by now, if you haven't saved any crystals, which you should have been saving up until this past month and 2, I'm gonna wish the best of luck to you, man, because yeah, there's definitely one of these parts are gonna have 2 banners. I think part 1, they're gonna start off with a banger. They kind of have to, given how much everything is riding on this, how much they've put out there. They want us, they want to get all these different little updates. They increase the RAM size and all that, and just overall better animation quality. So besides that, really quick, I did also have to say, I was going to mention this. Now this is from last year when I did my my crystal guide. So this is about how much we were getting over like the whole entire anniversary. Now this was they revealed most of these events in the reveals, so that's how I know it. But if you want an actual amount, I'll just zoom it down here so you guys to the end. We're around, about 20k. Okay, I wasn't trying to do that, but okay. But yeah, around 20k, a little over 20k, because it just kind of depends if you're doing all those events, right? So that's about the amount that you should pretty much expect this year, this anniversary. So with that in mind, if you're free to play, same thing goes out to you. Just be a little careful. Don't overspend on one banner. I can't personally just tell you, oh, don't summon for this banner, because whatever character you like, summon for him. If the unit's worth it, summon for him. But if the unit isn't as good as they are, on paper, they're not worth your crystals. So try to be smart with your crystals. Even though 20k might sound like a lot, it goes by fast, especially if you don't spend money on the game. You're free to play, strictly free to play. Like I said, there is going to be a bunch of events. Some of these events are just relevant from last year, like I said. So they might introduce some new events, that give us some different type of rewards. Hopefully crystals, obviously. But with that being said, though, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just going over a couple things that we kind of expect. One thing, just a little review. We're going to expect it to be 2 banners. So it's either these guys are separate units and it's going to be 2 banners, or they're 1 unit and we're getting another banner. Like I said, don't know who it is, but I'm betting it all on Gogeta. That's who I'm betting on. Like I said, tons of events, same thing. Make sure you guys are just just make sure you're saving your crystals up after part 1, because there's gonna be another banner pretty soon, because it's about 2 weeks of a span in between the parts. So that being said though, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This wasn't really, I know it's not the most entertaining video, but I just kind of want to get on here, just talk with you guys a little bit. Let me know down below what you personally think about this, about them releasing these leaks. What do you think for part 1? Do you think they're gonna fumble it? Do you think they're gonna, go out with a banger? Because they have to start it off. Because if this is what we're getting for the headliner, just these 2 guys, don't get me wrong, yes, they're hype enough, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Not with the way they've been talking about this entire year, how they want to improve the game, the overall balance of the game, and all this other stuff. So yeah, but that being said though, as always, everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.